On this week's edition of the NNY Capitol Report, we sit down with Senator Mark Walczyk, Republican of Sackets Harbor, for a conversation about the biggest topic in Albany right now, the state budget. Walczyk says the $260 billion state spending plan being debated by lawmakers right now misses the mark in a number of ways.
Well, the overall spend, what New Yorkers are spending on state government is astronomical. $260 billion. You're looking at an $89 billion increase since Democrats took full control of the Senate, the Assembly, and the governor's office. And that was just in 2019. Already increased $89 billion, a 52% increase in overall spending on their state government. When everyone seems to agree, at least by voice and rhetoric, that affordability is the issue, people cannot afford to pay for this much government.
Affordability was a major theme in the governor's agenda laid out in early January.
And as your governor, I'm so proud to lead the fight to protect our communities, build an economy that works for all. And today, I'm here to tell you how we're going to continue that fight. And it starts and ends with making life more affordable.
And no matter how you tax or fee your way into a $260 billion budget, the people are spending that money on government at the end of the day. So the overall spend is the biggest problem, I think, that we have to tackle.
One of the major cost drivers in this spending plan is the Medicaid program, which costs over $32 billion annually to insure over 9 million people in New York, including, as the senator points out, some people who don't actually live in the state.
And most offensively, the comptroller came out and said there's $2.6 billion in Medicaid spending that has probably gone to people that don't even live in New York State. So that is the low-hanging fruit of fraud within that system that needs to be rooted out. And I haven't seen great proposals to root out fraud within that system. And that's something that we have to really look at. The goal of this program and any other program like it should be to get people off of those programs self-sustaining and producing in our society. Obviously, there's a need for a safety net, but New York is way beyond that safety net and has created a hammock for many New Yorkers.
The governor also announced that she wants to spend $3 billion on expanding universal child care across New York State, although the core focus of her plan this year is to expand existing programs in New York City.
1 year ago, I stood on this very stage and placed our state on the path to universal child care. Today, I stand before you with a clear roadmap to show you how we'll get there, building on over $8 billion in child care investments we have made since 2022. And this plan will ultimately deliver universal child care for every single family in New York, full stop.
I'm deeply concerned. I was just digging into the Article 7 language, which is how this actually gets written into law and impacts. I don't think people without children in upstate New York want to subsidize 2-year-olds going to daycare for parents in New York City that don't even work. And right now, the universal proposal has there's no requirement for work in there whatsoever. So is child care an issue? Absolutely. We have working parents across the North Country struggling to get child care. We have child care deserts across my district, and child care expenses have continued to go up. Providers for child care are struggling with the cost for employees and a lot of mandates that New York State has done, including minimum wage and everything else that we've done to make it expensive to employ people. But the fact that somebody could be completely on social services and send their 2-year-old off to get babysat for the day when they don't have a job is offensive to taxpayers in the state of New York. I would much rather, if I was tackling this as a policy issue, I would much rather see us listen to the providers that are providing child care across the North Country and other areas of the state and say, hey, how can we help your business model, whether it be through deregulation or support with employment, or what kind of hurdles do you have as a small business in New York? How can we bring down the costs? Those same providers have had concerns about vouchers and unfulfilled payments and the entire system on that end of their business.
There are hundreds of specific line items included in the governor's budget plan, and the state legislature will respond with their own suggestions in a few weeks as leaders start to negotiate the ultimate plan. Walczyk said he's cautiously approaching negotiations this year.
We're digging through. I think a lot of this has been a little bit of a less controversial budget as far as policy goes, and I think that's honestly a good thing. I always hate when a governor inserts a bunch of policy into an omnibus budget, but we're not through the season yet, and we know that the governor has also inserted a lot of policy at the last minute with messages of necessity, both policy and giant budget items that I've never seen before, and neither has the public or you. So that will remain a concern, and we'll be pretty vigilant.
From the Watertown Daily Times Albany Bureau, I'm Alex Gault.